Morning guys, I'm Shannon and you're watching Oops Another Plant. Today we're doing moss poles. This is one of my favourite things to do. I love putting plants on moss poles, and just recently quite a lot of them are on moss poles. I were using, oh my god, the cat's just attacking my Velcro. Boys! So some of them are on cocoa poles, but obviously they're outgrowing those now. And you can extend moss poles. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Let me show you, I've got two for definite that are going on poles. This one, you can 100% see why. I put this in as like a, it's heavy, as like a stake, but it came out pretty much instantly. Obviously the holes are quite big, so the rocks just fell out. It's in semi-hydro, by the way, Soil Ninja coarse semi-hydro. And yeah, I had it leaning up against the wall, and it's really annoying to move around. So this is definitely going on a pole. This is my, what is this plant? This is my golden violin. So it's a philodendron. And I've seen the leaves when they're big, and it is literally stunning. So I want that. So yeah, it's going on a pole, hopefully giving it some support might help it mature a bit. I've bought a Barina stand-up light, you know, like the floor standing light, to put in front of that corner as well, because we're coming closer to winter. I'm just looking out the window, it looks gloomy and dull. And it's about, what is it, 10:15? So it should be bright by now, but obviously it isn't. I live in the UK. Sad for us. Yeah, so this one's going on a pole, and I also have this bad boy. I can't really show you the top. The leaves are getting bigger at the top. I can't really. I don't want to tip it, I just watered it. This is the newest leaf. Cutie. This is my philodendron Billy. Yeah, okay. Thank you. Good boy. I love this plant. I bought the philodendron I can say it perfectly in my head. Atabapoense, I think that's how you say it. I bought that, and I love the way the leaves look, and then I found this when I was like looking at mature versions of that, so I bought this. This is, I don't know, been in my collection maybe a year. I got it from a little one leaf cut-in, so this is dear to me. But yeah, the leaves are getting bigger, but it's grown off the top of the cocoa pole, as you can see, and I do think it would just benefit from a moss pole instead. I don't know. If I could just get a bigger cocoa pole. We're going to put it on a moss pole. That's what I'm going to do. Oh my god. Just knocked over the violin. Excuse me, sir. Can you stay in place? So I've angled you down here because I don't actually have a table. So you won't be able to see my face, which is fine. You're not here for my face, you're here for the plants. I'm just going to unroll one of these, if I can. Oh my god. Now, they are a bit annoying because they spring straight back, but the plastic is quite thick. But, oh my god, which I like. And they're not hard to fold, as long as you can keep them flat for long enough. So I'm just going to fold along the line, like so. So I'm just going to fill up inside with moss. Try and open it out a little bit. Oh, I don't want it to roll back up. Oh my god. Okay. So, got my Soil Ninja. I think they are my favourite brand to use. Now when you put it down, because it's all fluffy, well, I don't know about everyone else, but I do it, I think, oh, that's enough. And then when I actually do it up, it's definitely not enough. So I think overfill. You don't want it like too dense. This is the thing with moss balls. You don't want them too dense because there's not enough aeration to the roots, but you don't want it too sparse because the plant won't want to root into it and it's really hard to keep moist. So just sort of gauge it. I think that looks okay for the first layer, and then I also have this. I haven't really been doing this long, so I don't know how well it really works. Like I said, I've been really behind on my moss balls. But this is like it's a wicking cord, so I'm just hoping that it will keep it, I guess, a bit more wet than usual. So I'm just going to lay that in so it's in the middle, and then I'm going to whack another layer of soil on top. I've just hoovered and there's so much moss on the floor, I'm just going to have to hoover again. I'm not very tidy when it comes to stuff like this. Or anything actually, I'm lying. I'm just not a tidy person. It's like organised mess. So let's try that. And I've left this little bit at the end because obviously it's going into, I mean, maybe I should find some sort of like mesh and put it in here, but obviously it's going to go into semi-hydro and you don't want any organic matter in your semi-hydro because it promotes rot. So obviously be careful when you're doing this. I haven't had any issues yet, and like I said, most of my plants are in semi-hydro and a lot of them have moss poles. Yeah, I haven't had any problems, but I'll let you know if one arises, obviously. So I'm just going to fold this over, hopefully there's enough in there. And they're just all these little triangle tabs, can you see? And you fold them in, not out. Oh my god. Why am I struggling? I usually don't have an issue doing these, but for some reason today I'm struggling, but it's not difficult, I'm just cack-handed. Oh, right, there we go. And as you can see, it looks pretty full. There's a little spot here, but that's not too bad. Nice full up pole. So I'm just going to leave the length of the pole, I think, so it can be another pole, and then a little bit more. So I'm going to go like here. I'm sure that'll be fine for now. So I'm just going to detach it from this pole. And unwind. It's very long. And like the growth here is kind of weird, but there is a new growth point there, so at least it will fill out a little bit with a new vine. I don't know why this plant is like weirdly sticky, so I think what I'm going to do is just make a little hole in here. This is quite a deep pot, and luckily it's already potted to the side, but usually I unpot them. just to make sure the pole is obviously stable, because there's no point in having a moss pole that's not stable. Squish the moss up. And then, so as long as your moss, for semi-hydro anyway, as long as your, well, and soil actually, as long as your moss doesn't touch the semi-hydro layer, then you're absolutely fine. I'm just filling up, so I left some holes at the bottom, just so I could get some rocks in the holes to sort of ground the pole, to make sure it just doesn't wobble about, because obviously the whole idea of this is so that your plant's stable. Bearing in mind, this is just how I do stuff. I don't know if this is correct. But anyway, feels pretty stable. And then, yeah, we just mount the plant. Now, this might be difficult because it's so long, so maybe I do need 2 poles. Or do I cut them? I don't know. I'm just going to try and peg her up. Or do I wrap her? I mean, it's nice that it's grown so long, but what do I do with her now? Alright, let's peg this little baby one up. This little baby shoot. So I just got a plant velcro and tighten her in. If I can. And then I'm just going to chop that. And for the rest of this plant, I actually really have no idea what I'm going to do. That was the easy bit. Lift you up so you can see what I'm doing at the top. I've wrapped it, like you can see. And I think I'm just going to pin that there, and we're going to have to add another pot. Unless I want to cut it up, which I don't want to cut it up. So, this is how it's going. I don't know why I didn't think of this before, but let's just pin this. Lucky I left that, the wick out. Okay, let's try and move her. Okay. Repot. Obviously for this pole, because it's going on top of another pole, I'm just going to fill it to the very end. I haven't thought this through. I'm just going to have to lay it down, like, and then pull it through, I guess. Okay. So I'm just going to pull the end, so you can see it tighten in there. Okay, and we're in. Okay, now I've got to peg her up. Right, so I'm just going to peg her. Peg her there. And at the top. When you're doing this, obviously, try and make sure the aerial root, the aerial roots are touching the moss. Ta-da! She looks mental, but she's on. On a really long pole, that I was not expecting exactly. When it's all like, she's all bunched up. Sorry, I was just touching this mic, so I don't know if that sounded funny. But when she was all bunched up, like laying around, it didn't look that long. But here she is. You can't see the whole thing, obviously, but here we are. Now for the billy. Okay, we're back. Billy time. This is in quite a small pot. So I don't know what the roots look like, so I'm going to need to uppot it anyway. So I'm going to just see how rooty it is. It hasn't had a flush because it's in a pot with no drainage holes. Can we just appreciate the pot as well? So nice. I think it's just from IKEA. I'm going to put it in this and then in this cover pot. So cute, also from IKEA. You can see the label. My boyfriend's quite sweet and he bought me a bunch of pots because I said that I needed them. So yeah, this one he got. Love it. Very cute. I think it will do nice with these lovely long leaves. But yeah, pot. This has no drainage holes. This one obviously has drainage holes. Just gonna put it in here. Wow. Now the rocks are gonna have to go back in this other pot so that I've got space for the plant and the pole. Okay, so it's filled up to about here with rocks. Just move this. This feels like it's going to be too small. I'm just going to see if I have a bigger pot. It's so pretty, buns. Oh yeah. Let's big stretch. Okay, so I found this pot which is bigger, but it doesn't quite fit in that cover pot. So what I'm going to do is just cut this rim off. Should I do that now? I don't know. Let me do it now. It's quite thick. Okay. Just gonna do the same with this pot. If you're wondering, yes, I do have a soil scoop. I just have no idea where it is. Like I said before, this whole flat is just organised chaos. Usually I know where they are. Well, it's going to be in the dungeon somewhere, but I can't be asked to go in there and have a look. I should have had a look when I got this pot out. It's fine. I'll just wash my hands. That's a lot better. Okay. Figure out where I'm going to have the pole. I made the pole off camera. Just because you've already obviously just seen me do this, the other one. Oh, why are you doing this to me? I think it'd be easier if I just filled the pole up with rocks. This could go badly. Oops. Okay. That was not too bad. I'm trying to hold this up and then pop the plant. Sorry, you can't see anything, the plant's in the way. It's proving quite difficult actually. If I can just hold her up, like this for now. Okay, she's backfilled. So I'm going to pin her here. 2 feet. Yeah, beautiful. Such a nice plant. I love this one. Just trying to support it a little bit more at the back. Chuck a few rocks in. And voila! Love it. I'm just cling filming over some of the nodes that really are properly touching, so hopefully it'll root in. What are you doing, Monster? And there we are, all finished. Just gonna move her out. I'll move her over. We'll move her over for now, and then I'll put her back. Okay. Yeah, that's those two done. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully you come back and watch some more. If you haven't seen my Monstera Tie Thrip battle, I say battle, it was actually fine in the end. I did find baby thrips on my neon pothos, but I think they'd literally just been laid, so I sprayed that down as well, and I checked pretty much every single part of my collection, which is tough, but it was worth it because after I found those, touch wood, I didn't find any more, so thank God. But that video should be out before this one. Well, will be out before this one. So watch that if you have time and you want to see more. If not, we're closing. This is the close. I'll show you some close-ups. Oh, I feel like I keep catching the mic, so if it's like all over the place, then I do apologise. I tend to like talk with my hands. Anyway, I'll show you some videos of what these guys actually look like in the new pots, because it's kind of hard to like, because they're so tall, like, it's kind of hard to get it on here. But yeah, thank you for watching. Please come back and watch another, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Get your tail, Baba. Is it getting your tail? Holy no. Holy no. What are you doing, Monster?